everyone, I'm Becky,
And I'm Sarah.
and we're doing Bickering Book Reviews. Today we're talking about The Co-op by Tarah DeWitt, which I got off of NetGalley.
Same.
And this book is about Loren and Deacon, and they have a complicated story. So originally, their grandmothers were next door neighbors, but their grandmothers fell in love, and so like they had this duplex that they knocked down the walls, and so it's like one big apartment. So when Loren was like 19 and Deacon was like 21, they spent the summer together at the Grand's house, and there was a sizzly romance happening. But through a series of events, like it ended very, very badly. So then it bounces ahead, and it's like 10 years later, and the Grands have both passed away, and they've left this property to them to share. Um, Problem is that the property, there was a fire, there was like water damage, and so basically they are both like financially in a really sticky situation, and they need to figure out a way to fix it up so they can either rent it or they can sell it to try to just make some money back. So Loren's family had been wealthy and her father cut her off, but the trust fund said that if they get married, she gets access to the trust fund. So they get married to have access to fix up the property. And obviously, while this is going on, like feelings emerge and lusts resurface, and it goes from there.
So, as you're talking, I couldn't remember, like, did she have access to her whole trust fund and, like, that was the check, was the whole trust fund?
I was trying to figure out too, because like it also didn't stretch very far. So
Right, it wasn't, well, I mean, like, it was a lot of money, like, to somebody like me, but, like,
I have no trust
like,
fund, so yeah.
to, like, sell your life out for the amount of money that she got, like, not worth it. Not worth it in any way, shape, or form. Like, it's
Well,
not.
and how long did they have to stay married?
Well, I don't know. Like a lot of those things I don't know. I mean, because the money's gone, so it doesn't matter. Like what is
But
what,
they did say that where this property was, that if they had fixed it up and sold it, they would both easily clear $1 million.
right?
So I
But
mean,
as
if you have to be
far as
married for
like,
a year for $1 million, I mean, I could suck that up.
oh yeah, but like my thing is like her trust fund is gone. The only reason why they were married is because of her trust fund. But once you spend it, like what? Anyway, this is this is the least part of the book. My issue was I didn't like her. She was nasty like for a good amount of the book, and like there are reasons and you get to it, but it took too long to get to it. So it was really hard for me to kind of emotionally connect with her because all I saw was her being a jerk face to everybody. Like, I think had we learned more of her backstory earlier on, had she had more interactions with friends earlier on, like, it would have been better. But, like, she was a jerk.
I kind of feel like they were both jerks, right? Like neither of them were particular. Like they weren't. And I get it. It's like it's supposed to be like they were like they had hurt each other, but it wasn't. It was so usually in this kind of story, like if they do pranks and stuff on each other, it's done like in a very humorous way, and this wasn't humorous. Like I'm thinking back to what was the one we read where they were on the reality show? Name Your Price. Like parts of that were funny. Like the stuff
Yeah,
that they were doing to each other was actually like kind of funny. And
yeah.
this wasn't. So this was like it was very like serious. And I feel like there's a warning at the beginning of this book about how steamy it's going to be, and it's not particularly steamy. It takes a long time to get there.
The
And
warning was unnecessary.
well, but I'm also kind
There
of
was
like
nothing in the book. Like, it was.
it. It takes a really long time to get there.
And emotionally, it wasn't. I don't know. There wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't intense. And the thing is, I think I liked Deacon better. Like, yes, he was a jerk too, but you got to see him in a better light because he's got interactions with friends and stuff. Like, he's more than just this nasty person with her. Like, whereas you only see her with him. Like, so it was easier for me to like have sympathy for him and like connect with him because I can see him with his best friend and all of that.
Even her friends that are there, you don't see her interact with.
Right, like he's got his mom, he's got the neighbors. Like you can see him in the context of others and like other people like him and you can see him being like a decent person whereas you have that with her.
I also got confused, and I don't know if it was because it was an uncorrected eARC, but I swear, like, they kept changing. There was Elise, who was her best friend, who was engaged to Jensen, and I feel like that's all presented like at the very beginning of the book, so it's okay to say this. And then there was June, who was Jensen's twin, and I feel like at different times the names were used almost interchangeable.
Yeah.
I was confused by that.
Yeah.
Um, there was something else I was going to say, and I just totally lost it. I don't know. I just also like, I kind of felt like she was going to go to law school, and that didn't happen, which I almost went to law school, so I get it. Like things happen, and she just that was not for her. And then like they kept like dancing around like what her like final goal was going to be. And I don't know, I just kind of felt like where it ended up didn't really feel as good as other things. And I can tell you this like when we turn off, but there were a couple of things that I thought organically it was going to be like, oh, she actually has this talent and she's going
Yeah.
to do this. But instead, like where it ended up felt very, and maybe there's another book and like that helped with the other book. I don't know.
But honestly, I don't want to read another book.
I don't think I would read
I'm
another
done
book.
with this universe.
This is one of those books, like the chapters were really long. And if I'm reading something like this, I want the chapters to be short.
It definitely this book felt long. It
And
took yeah. It
there
didn't
was a
go.
lot of exposition. Like things were like explained for pages upon pages upon pages. Like a lot of it's in their heads, so like there's not a lot of dialogue.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have anything else to say. Like, and as I talk about it, I'm kind of like liking it less.
Yeah,
So
I
we should
agree.
rate it. Our rating system starts up with 5 unicorns. We go down to 2 unicorns. If we don't like it, it is a horse.
So after talking about it, I think I'm down to 2 unicorns. Like I really didn't like her and like that I don't know. I was not a fan.
So I was a 3 coming into this, but talking about it, I'm like it was like the pacing, like it was really slow.
Yeah, it was.
Like
And I was reading other things at the time and I'd rather read those than this.
I stopped reading it once or twice and read something else and came back to it.
Yeah.
So I guess that is where we're at on the
And like I
co-op.
said, it was hard because like I didn't like her. I didn't want to spend any time with her.
Yeah. So and I didn't have that problem, but like to me it was like actually the writing style. Like it was like I like plot and character driven things, and I feel like neither the plot nor the character really drove this book. Like the
Yeah.
setting didn't really drive the book either.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Like I'm not even
Yeah.
100% sure where it was set, even though like I feel like the setting should have been a big thing.
It was in San Francisco.
Was it in San Francisco?
Mhm.
Or was it in San
I
Diego?
mean, like nor no, I swear to God they said San Francisco.
And it's possible. I could have missed it.
And maybe I misread it, but I swear. I mean, it wasn't in San Francisco. It was like outside of it, but like it was near San Francisco.
But there's a lot of like stuff on the I don't know. Anyway,
They were, yeah, whatever. We don't
that
need
is
to bog
that
down
is
into
where we
that.
are on the co-op, and we'll see you around.
Bye.
Bye.